Well, I'm just going ahead and boiling down some snow, make myself a cup of brew. I'm not going to starve to death because, as you can see, I've got a huge piece of beef jerky here. Absolutely massive. And it's not actually beef jerky, it's buffalo jerky. So I'm having me some buffalo meat for dinner tonight. Oh, hello. I think I'm frozen. No, I'm just kidding. It's not as cold out here as I'm making it look right now. In actual fact, it's a pretty nice night considering there's no wind. But my backside's getting cold, so I just threw on the big guns coat. And it's a good thing I didn't need it in a hurry because holy crap, my hands were sore enough and I've used them enough today that trying to grab this thing and pull it out of a compression bag while the down is inflating turned out to be quite difficult. So anyway, it's been a long night. It's probably almost 1 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, going to bed soon, just gonna let the fire burn down a bit. Jesse's doing really good so far. He hasn't been cold. He's curled up in a little ball, but once we get away from the fire, I'm going to see how he does. Like I say, I think he's going to try to crawl into my hammock with me. Well, it's the next morning. The next morning, it's day 2. Probably about 6:30, maybe 6:15 in the morning right now. And it was a chilly night, I'm not going to lie. I had to get up every half hour or so, just kind of push the logs around in the fire, add some new ones. Jesse wouldn't come up to the hammock with me because obviously that was far away from the fire. So I left his wool blanket down here and he slept down by the fire all night by himself, which was kind of cool. I didn't do much sleeping last night because it was very, very cold. I spent a lot of the time trying to figure out where my pillow was, where my blanket went, where my sleeping bag was. It was kind of a restless night. I got the last little bit of firewood on here and we're just waiting for the sun to come up. And I'm hearing 2 forecasts. One is sunny at -11, one is cloudy at -3. So we'll see what happens. There's a few stars up there. I'd prefer the -3.
I really wish I would have filmed the rest of the trip. By the end of it, I couldn't even get my gear packed up properly. I was so tired, my hands were so sore, my back was cold, my butt was cold, the dog was cold. I ended up stocking up the pulk sled, as you can see, and trying to strap things down as best as I could. The trip back was brutal. 500 feet uphill. And by the time I got up it, my head was spinning. The landscape that was so beautiful yesterday had become today's nightmare. I couldn't even bring myself up the hills without using a rope tied around a tree to pull myself up. Several times the sled went back down all on its own. And as you can see, my January 12th camp was right where I was camping this trip. As the crow flies, it was only 853 meters to my car. A journey that would normally take about an hour in the summertime took me over 2.5. By the time I got to the car, I was ready to go home.